So hi everyone, Thomas here with Godfred, our president, and it's lucky October Friday the 13th, 2023. And we're doing this video because we're celebrating the first 3 months of our Rotary Year. We've just wrapped that up on October 1st. And it's hard to believe that we're actually 3 months into our year, which is, pretty incredible. Time flies by. And the reason we're doing this video with Godfred is just to find a better way or different way to engage with members. We understand that given the diversity of our club, we have members that can come to meetings and some that can't. We obviously have our newsletters and our reminders and our social media. But this is just another way for Godfred to connect with the members, kind of give you an update of what's going on, what we're going to be doing in the future, and kind of answer a couple questions. I have to make a shout out though, for all our social media. If you have any updates or anything you want to share with the club, obviously stand up during a Friday morning meeting is great, or you can send an email to updates@rotaryhalifaxharbour.ca. Public image team will share that among everyone, and we'll make sure it gets out. So that's my shout out to that. So in preparation for this, I made a list of all the things that some of the things, so I know we do a lot of stuff that's not on this list. Yeah. But all the things that's kind of happened in the last 3 months, and we do a lot of stuff. Yeah. And I almost thought, okay, well, I think maybe I'll list like 5 things. Yeah. I got a lot more. Yeah. So we wrapped up RibFest. We inducted new members. Yeah. We've had a ton of great speakers. We've had our exchange student arrive. We've been featured in the Rotary magazine. We had our first environmental service project of the year. Yeah. With the beach cleanup. Yeah. We've had some fellowship walks. We've launched a podcast. We had a big successful gala for our 110-year anniversary. Yeah. We did a ghost walk last week, even though it's technically into our second quarter. We'll take credit for it. Yeah. The board passed an external giving budget. Yeah. We have members that continue to volunteer at PALS at Joseph Howe. We still give snacks and sandwiches to Joseph Howe and Souls Harbour. We got recognized by Shelter Box for our contributions last year. And we had a hurricane. Yeah. So a lot of stuff has happened. So any big highlights that you can think of that you thought, wow, that's pretty impressive? And
yeah, I mean, it's as you indicated, we've virtually gone through a lot. We've done quite a bit. Obviously, our meetings have been consistent on Fridays. As you said, we had, I think our big highlight is the gala, the 110. Yeah. It was important to ensure that happened because Rotary has been doing good work for 110 years. And so shout out to the organizers. They did a pretty good job. So that's a big highlight. As you said, we continue to do all the other service projects in the local community. Like we said, we continue to do Johau. We do Soul Sabre, and we do the PALS program. We continue to do all of those, and we continue to welcome new members. Yeah. So we actually, like we said, we've done quite a bit in the short period, the 3 months. Of course, I should say that July 1st was RibFest, yeah, which is a big event, and I think most club members came out and did a pretty good job, getting that done. It's a big event, and so that's also something we should mention. Yeah. And we continue to search the membership committee continue to bring in new members, and we look forward to continue to do that. Yeah. I think so it is we've covered quite a bit grounds. In terms of international, we continue to do international projects. Shelter Box, we've recently been recognized for our work in that area. We continue to do Roll Out the Barrel, Aninga project, and the Kiva. So these are things that we have been doing, in the last 3 months.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you mentioned RibFest, and I think it's important to remember that RibFest is our biggest fundraiser. Yeah. Like you said, it's a huge project. It takes thousands of hours of people volunteering, support from our partners and our vendors. Yeah. And like you said, every member in our club has had some impact on RibFest in some way, but with it being so big and so complex, it can be difficult for them to definitively say this is exactly how we did.
Yeah.
We haven't heard a lot,
Yeah.
but we understand that the last couple of years have been a little bit challenging due to weather and location changes and complexity.
Yeah.
Do you have any input on that, or maybe kind of an estimate, do you think, of where we are?
I think when it comes to RibFest, there are moving parts to it. It's complex. There's lots of things that needs to come together for sort of a comprehensive report. At the moment, there's no comprehensive report as to where things are, but from the look of things, it's not. I don't think that we probably are where we expected to be, but we hopefully will get a report soon.
Yeah, and we'll touch on fundraising a little bit later on in the video on some of the things that we're going to be working on as a club. But one of the other things that we accomplished is we passed our external budget.
Yeah.
And for perspective, this is all the money that we bring in from the community that we now put to work through either our international projects, through our local projects, or through our youth projects.
Yeah.
And with our fundraising being challenged in the last couple of years, we've had to dig into our savings a little bit. And what members are going to notice is their budget is a little bit tighter than it has been.
Yeah.
And it's weighted a little bit more to local. And I'm wondering if you can kind of explain why we decided to do that.
Yeah. No. So as you said, we decided to keep the giving budget lean this year for all of the reasons that you mentioned. But they always say charity begins at home. So we decided that we will focus more on local. It doesn't mean we're not doing the other things like international, but we just think that it is important to keep it at home at this point, especially when we are dealing with a leaner budget. So we are focusing on creating the impact here locally, because this is where we are, especially when we are celebrating 110 years in Halifax, in Nova Scotia, in Atlantic Canada. It is important to focus our attention locally. That's why you will find that the budget is skewed towards the local for good reasons. So, so that's really the reason. It does, like I said, we're still doing everything. But think about it. The lunch program is an important one. So it's important to focus on that, especially in the North End. Soul Sabo is the same thing in the North End. PALS. And so we thought it's important to create the impact here. And so that we have people around us in our community here, knowing what Rotary is about and knowing what Rotary has been doing for the past 110 years. That's the reason why we think we should focus our attentions here while still doing the other things.
And I think our members have indicated that if we had a choice, we would obviously give to everyone that we could, internationally and local. But there's always been a real interest for our impact to be as locally prominent as we can. If we had to kind of make choices, and this year we had to make some choices, right?
And difficult, challenging choices. But I think the choice to focus local is the right one at this point. As you said, the members, would like to. If we have to make the choice, I think that's what the members would have preferred.
And one of the other things that's been happening over the summer is the Strategic Planning Committee. And they're in the home stretch. I think the board saw a final-ish draft. So members should see that coming to the membership, I'd say, fairly soon. There's a few more things we just need to discuss to make sure it's ready to go. And that kind of leads us into what we're going to be seeing in the next couple months. And in October, we're hoping to have our first assembly. We have our AGM that has to happen in the second half of November into December. So we're looking at the second half of November. And obviously our elections for our next Rotary Year, which is very important. So to start off with our assembly, I'd love to say exactly the details, but at the time of recording, we're still working on it. But why is an assembly important, and why should members come out to the assembly if they can?
I mean, it is important to attend the club assembly because that's where we brainstorm and discuss all kinds of ideas. And we think that at the assembly, new things come up. In some cases, we present our budget for people to see. As you said earlier, we have our giving budget now approved by the board. So we may have our treasurer, just updating members on that. And then we have the chance to also just update members on other things that we are doing and what people should look out for. That's why it's a club assembly. And, we brainstorm and look at it, the future direction of our club. And I think it's important for people to come. It's also a way to fellowship. It's a way to hang out with club members in a different setting other than a club meeting on Friday. So I think it's important for people to mark that in their calendars once we send the date out to attend the club's assembly. So it's very important.
And can members come with questions? I know we have a general idea of things we're going to talk about, but if I have a burning suggestion or a question, is this the time or place to kind of bring that up?
As long as it's not a tricky question, yes.
Okay, but easy questions only.
No, but yes, members can come with questions. That's why it's the club assembly. The board members will be there. Other members of the club will be there. No one person knows. And so come with your questions, whatever they may be, and we will try to answer them. And if not, we'll always refer them to other members who will be present to answer those questions. Yeah,
I guess some questions can't be answered, or maybe it's more of that's a great idea, we need to work on that, and come back to people.
Yeah, some questions, we may not have answers to some questions, but we can take it under advisement and work on it.
Yeah. So the AGM, the annual general meeting, will happen at the end of November. If it gets delayed for any reason, we'll go into December.
Yeah.
And really that's a recap of the last Rotary Year. So Jillian Gibson's year, she will present some reports, some updates, and kind of summarize how that year went. It's more, it's part of it's our legal requirement as a registered society in Nova Scotia. But also, it's when we elect our board members for the next Rotary Year, so 24-25. And I'm wondering what you think we should do what should we say to people to say, consider joining the board, or if you're thinking about or have questions, how do we pitch this to people?
I think what I normally say to that is, why sit on the fence? Get involved. It just allows people to get involved. If I know you can lead in different ways, but getting involved and picking up leadership roles within the club is very, very important. It helps us to direct the future of our club. And it just brings new, fresh ideas to the board and to the club. No one person knows. So it is important that people step up and step forward and put up their hand. People can nominate people. You can nominate yourself. We have, so currently it's myself, Jillian, and Ashley working on it. And we're looking to have one more person who is not on the board to be on the nomination committee. If you intend to nominate somebody, you can reach out to myself, Ashley, Jillian, or any member of the board, Tom, the secretary, and we will make sure that is recorded. But again, it is very important for people to step forward and pick up leadership positions in the club.
And you're not going to be alone. There's lots of, the board is it's a group activity, and you serve a function. But also, you're not on your own.
No.
You don't have to come and solve every problem.
No.
A lot of problems have to wait to the next meeting, or have to be challenged in a bigger setting. So don't feel you have to burden the whole club on your shoulders as a board member.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a teamwork, and it could be a year commitment, 2-year commitment, and so don't be shy. Come forward.
Yeah. So we talked about fundraising, we touched on it, but this is going to be a big thing going forward. Our ability to give is driven by the money that we raise. Now we know that we can be impactful Rotarians without having to write checks, but we can also be impactful Rotarians if we have some money to spend. So fundraising is really important, and we have our strategic plan coming out, but other than explaining why fundraising is so important, what can members expect in the next month or 2 months on the fundraising front?
I mean, fundraising is the lifeblood of our club, and every Rotary club. Like you said, there are some things you can do with our fundraising. Like we did our environmental work at McCormick Beach recently. We didn't really have to have money, but most of our service projects that we do, it's important we have funds to do that. So currently, we don't have a fundraising chair. I've been asking for people to step up for that. But nevertheless, we have pretty good ideas that we are hoping to unveil to the club with respect to fundraising. That being said, I am encouraging club members to come out with innovative ideas, because we have gone through the pandemic. Like Einstein said, you can't keep doing things the same way over and over and expect different results.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we need some innovative ideas.
Yeah.
So let's even take RibFest for example. You know, it's been a major fundraiser, right? We could keep RibFest and be different in how we do it, right? And so we think that it would be important and that's why people getting involved is important.
Yeah.
Because people may have good ideas, and if you don't tell us, if you don't communicate, for example, the idea that people donate their age to
to the trust.
to the trust.
Yeah.
It was a simple idea
Yeah.
suggested by Jillian, and it seems it's already caught up, and people are doing it. So you see, we have to think out of the box and be innovative in how we do fundraising. And I'm looking forward to people coming forward with innovative ideas. It could be a simple, fun idea.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a sophisticated, idea. It can be something very simple.
Because we've almost become the victim of our own success. Because if you say, okay, RibFest is a huge success, it's a huge project to put on. How do we now find something just as big as RibFest?
Mm-hmm.
And people are obviously, wow, So I think all and every idea can have a place.
Yes.
And one of the things that we talked about at our last board meeting is we're setting up a pitch/brainstorming social evening where any member can come. You can watch, you can contribute, you can create, provide ideas, everything's on the table.
Yeah.
And although we don't have a fundraising chair, this might be the motivator to get people's juices going to say, that's actually a really cool idea, and I'd be up for helping with that specific thing.
Yeah.
So that could be something in the near future we could see members having an opportunity to participate in.
Yeah, that pitch idea is a good idea. Like I said, it's social. Let people come, just come, let loose.
Yeah.
Any idea.
Yeah.
I mean, reasonable ideas.
Yeah.
And it could be, like we said, it could be fundraising. Very simple ideas.
Yeah.
And you and David Goldstein are working on the wine survival thing, and I'm really looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
As a form of see where it goes. A little thing, but it could be big.
And I like the ideas. I mean, I know we're not talking all about fundraising tonight, but one of the things is, because we can't always do mass events like RibFest, small, fun, low cost, low risk are things that are close to my heart, and members love to get behind. If we can have a little bit of competition, a little bit of fun, I think people are really interested.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
So more stuff in fundraising to come, and I know there's two things that you definitely have talked about: the environmental project, a signature environmental project, and mental health. So let's talk about environmental project. I know we're 3 months in, but what do you see in your vision for the environmental project?
So obviously Rotary RI recently added environment as one of the focus areas to there was 7 or 6 now 7, and for good reasons. It's important. The environment is, if the environment died, we all go. So it's important to be mindful of that. So my vision is that we have a big environmental project that will basically draw attention to so many things. The recent weather events, it's an example of why it is important to keep the environment in our minds. So my plan is to have a big environmental event. Like I said before, it could be walk, crawl, run for the environment, and the intention is to be big and let people know, and could coincide with our 110 years anniversary, just to draw attention to environmental issues around us.
Yeah. And timeline wise, I know we're running into the end of this calendar year, but like you said, big ideas might take time to kind of roll out, and we don't have to be restricted by the end of this Rotary year, because big things take a while. So think good things to look forward to. I think from that perspective.
And timeline, like so we're looking at next year, and hopefully in the spring, late or around that time when the weather is good and people can be out, and the intention is to be out in the open and get the word out.
Absolutely. And then the other thing you mentioned, and this has been brought up by our RI president, is mental health.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, I mean, this doesn't have to be a big event, but what could members expect maybe in the next while about mental health?
Yeah, so members should expect that we will try to, the plan is to have people who are experts in the area to talk to us about, the things we need to do to keep our mental health, to take care of our mental health.
Yeah.
And like I said before, we need to start with ourselves. Sometimes we're too busy and just not taking a moment to, just kind of take stock of ourselves and do self examination.
Yeah.
And so I think that we could have a speaker who can speak to us about that.
Yeah.
And I know that I was talking to Louisa, and she mentioned that she has some ideas. So I'll be talking to and this is open to other club members. Yeah. If you have any ideas as to how we can get this done, we should you approach me, and approach any board member and let us know. But it is important for us. Mental health should not be a one-day wonder. It's something that we need to keep reminding ourselves of. So I think it's Socrates who said, "An unexamined life is not worth living." Yeah. So we need to examine, just take stock and take care of our mental health. So expect something in that area. Okay. I don't have minute details yet, but I think we will be doing something in that area as well.
But if people have an idea, they could definitely reach out to you.
Yes.
And we're people of action.
Yes.
So we would as a club provide someone with support if they had an idea they wanted to push. Yes. We would support them.
Definitely, and that's why we the 4 pillars of Rotary. We reach, expand our reach, and so reach out and make sure we are reaching out. And so we expect our members to also reach out to us with any ideas that they may have.
So we're almost done. I know this. We were hoping for a 5-10 minute video. I think we might have gone a little bit long, but that's okay. Here's some rapid questions. But before we kind of wrap up, I'd like to mention that if people have any questions, they can obviously reach out to you through your email, which you can get through Club Runner. Yeah. And I also have to make a shout out for all our resources. We have our social media. Yes. We have our videos. We have our newsletter. We have Brett's reminder on Thursday night that runs into Friday. If you go to our website, there's a join us link. If you have members who want to come and join our club, there's a member and info page with all sorts of resources for us as members. Yeah. If you need some help, or reach out to any one of our board members.
Yeah, right? Or reach out to anybody, any of the board members or anyone, and be in touch.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so here's some rapid questions. Yeah. And then we'll try and wrap up this video here. One of the questions is, there's a budget approved. Yes. Where can members see this budget, or where can they get access to it, or?
You can reach out to reach out to us, the board, the treasurer. Dave is our current acting treasurer. Yeah. Or you can check it out on our website, the club website, and we will make sure it's made available to anybody. Just send us an email, or approach us at club meetings and ask for a copy or anything like that.
And we're limited by time sometimes, so it's not that we're hiding anything, it's just we haven't sent it out, but every member has a right to see their budget, and we'd be happy to share it with people. Yeah. Here's the next question. If I know someone who wants to join the club, what should I tell them, other than telling them how great our club is? Yes. How should I get them into the process?
Well, we have a membership chair who you can approach, Mike. And
Mike Gibson.
Mike Gibson will give you all the filler about how to join the club. But also, if you go to our website, there is how to join us, and you can follow the link, and it will tell you how to join us. But also, just going to the website will help you to read a little bit about what we are, what we do, some of the projects we've done, and then we'll take you through the process. And again, approach any of us board members, other members of the club, and they will, direct you on where to go.
And that's a great point. Learning about us, you can go to our website. You can obviously come to our meetings, but we put a lot of stuff on social media. This is a great place to share our story and let people get motivated, and if they're interested in contributing and being Rotarians and being people of action, we sell ourselves quite well. We just have to do it a bit more.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we have a pretty good social media team, as you said earlier, and so shout out to those social media teams. Did a great job doing RibFest and continue to do good work. So
so that's really all our wrap. I actually realized that we answered a lot of the other questions through our video. So thanks, Godfred. 3 months in, 9 more to go.
Yeah, 9 more to go, 3 months in,
Yeah.
and it's been great so far. There've
Yeah.
been, like we highlighted, successes.
Yep.
There've been challenges,
Yeah.
and we have our treasurer situation, sorted out.
Yeah.
And so we had a challenge there, but like you said, it's teamwork, and
Yeah.
we kind of pulled it off, and it's working well. Thanks
Yeah.
to Laurie for
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
doing that, and thanks to Dave for stepping forward.
And remembering that we're all volunteers. We're volunteers, we're trying to make a difference in the world.
Yes.
We're not running a multi-million-dollar company.
No.
So we're having a bit of fun and hoping we're being impactful in the world.
Yes,
So.
we're not on Wall Street. So.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom, for
Thank you very much.
doing this. It's been great.
Thanks everyone, and I'm going to hopefully make sure that this video recorded properly. Otherwise, you'll see a totally different version. Thanks everyone.
All right.